Welcome to Glorious Botafogo, your number one source of Botafogo news in English. Inside the pitch, not a lot of excitement. The match started late. There's a lot of rain in Rio, especially in the area where Vasco has their stadium. And much of that reflected on what the game was. Very lukewarm. The teams having a lot of issues, having a hard time with the pitch being soaking wet, having a hard time developing plays, and a lot of the teams were relying on the long ball, the crosses, playing passes up in the air to avoid the horrible state of the pitch. Again, it's not Vasco's fault, but I don't know if the drainage system at São Januário is very good. At the Newton Santos is very good, but there was nothing much the Vasco could have done to stop that. It was just a lot of rain. Botafogo got a man sent out in the first half. Very immature, very, very dumb decision to foul the Vasco da Gama players like that. Not only once, but twice, missing the tackles, getting a yellow, getting a red, and really left Botafogo in a really bad situation in the first half. And in the second half, Vasco took advantage of the man being an extra man, scored a goal from a cross, scored a goal from a penalty kick, and that was basically the game. And that was it. Outside the pitch, though, Botafogo paid the transfer ban. The club no longer has a transfer ban, which is great to sign these new players that we've been waiting to sign. The problem is that Medina and De Cesar are most likely maybe not coming. Medina is still a maybe. He wants to come in the middle of the year, not now. He started the season with Estudiantes. He's kind of already ingrained in their structure. De Cesar, due to family issues, stated that he was not going to come to Botafogo any longer. I know there's talks of another signing, perhaps a left back. Is a player that's been in talks with the club already. So we'll see. What we know for sure is that we need signings. It's very clear against Fluminense. It's very clear against Vasco. It's very clear that we're going to need. We played Vasco today, and then we're going to play Fluminense in the middle of the week. And then we're going to play Flamengo on the weekend for the quarterfinals of the Carioca. And then we're going to play the Libertadores in Bolivia in the altitude. So we need the players. It's imperative. Another huge news is that Tairo Arruda is no longer the CEO of Botafogo. There is lots of talks of him and John Textor not agreeing and Tairo not wanting to sign the what was going to be this new loan that was going to allow Botafogo to play Atlanta United, which it happened. But Tairo did not want to sign it. He says, I'm not going to sign him, which caused an issue between him and John Textor. And then Tairo Arruda on Friday, he quit. And guess what? No longer after Tairo quit, Botafogo paid the transfer ban. Coincidence? I think not. So we will see. Some of what people have been reporting, about this loan, that the interest rates are stupid high. The Botafogo can go from, $25,000 to $400 million, $25 million to $400 million because of this, because of the interest rates. That is just absolutely insane. I hope no players were involved in this. I hope that Danilo and Montoro were not involved in this, and that we can keep these players until the end of the year. Short and sweet video for you guys today. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Again, Botafogo will return in the middle of the week, and we're going to play Fluminense. Let me just see what day of the week that's going to be. That is going to be Thursday, February 12th at 4:30 p.m. Botafogo and Fluminense for the Brasileirão this time. So this one counts. And then Botafogo on the weekend versus Flamengo. And then next Wednesday, Botafogo versus Nacional Potosí for the Libertadores. So we can get out of this Libertadores stage and go into the group stage. And one more thing, speaking of the Libertadores, if you are a gamer, the Brasileirão is officially licensed again on eFootball 26. So if you play eFootball and you go and you play eFootball, you're going to see the Botafogo players, the Brazilian players back in the game. And if you play FC 26, it is very possible and very likely that the Brasileirão, at least the teams that play the Libertadores, will be fully licensed in the game. Coming in the late March, early April update, that's when the Libertadores update is on the game. And if you play FC Mobile, Botafogo and Bahia are the only two teams that are fully licensed with their players and the scans and their faces and all of that. The Botafogo is officially an EAFC partner. So this is very good news. I hope that this means that the club will be fully licensed. This happened before with Santos, with some players. I think it was in when it's still called FIFA 18, when Gabriel Barbosa moved from Benfica to Santos, and Gabriel was still licensed. And then when he came to Brazil, he could still have a card in the game. So it's interesting. I really like that era of football games, having the teams from Brazil, because that it's not just about gaming, it's about the exposure that these games provide. A lot of people from overseas know Santos because of Neymar. They know Botafogo because of the games. Seedorf. You have legendary players in games like Garrincha and Jairzinho, Ronaldo, and when you look in the player sheet, you will see teams like Botafogo and Cruzeiro and Flamengo and Santos. This is good for the league. So not only it's good for Botafogo, but it's good for the league. It's good for exposure. So I really hope this deal can get done and we can see all of the Brazilian teams in the Serie A, and hopefully one day in the Serie B, be licensed and be able to be included in the game, because it's only good for Brazilian football if this happens. Again, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.